Hello and welcome to DFC Instruments. Today we are going to discover together how to use the C-Smart Mini AP Plus. To switch on the device, press and hold the on and off button. The device has 5 main functions accessible by scrolling. Press and hold the S button to select different functions. To install the contra angle on the motor, align it with the handpiece, then click it into place. An audible click will be heard. To install the file, hold down the push button on the contra angle and push the file until it clicks into place. The endodontic motor function has 9 programs. Briefly press the plus or minus button to select a program. Programs 1 to 8 cover continuous or reciprocal rotation modes. Program 9 covers the reverse rotation mode. Briefly press the S button to access the different types of rotation. You can choose a continuous, reciprocal, or reverse rotation movement with Program 9, for example. To access the speed, torque limit, and angle settings, press the S button. As you will have understood, this button is generally used to make selections. Then to adjust these parameters, press the plus or minus buttons. When adjusting the parameters after 5 seconds without any operation, or by pressing the on-off button, or by holding down the S button to return to standby mode, the device will automatically exit the setting mode and the modified parameters will be saved. In continuous rotation mode, programs P1 to P8, the reach torque function allows you to select the motor's behavior when the torque limit is reached. In stop mode, if the motor reaches this limit, it stops and goes into standby mode. In reciprocal rotation mode, when the torque reaches the set value, the motor performs the reciprocal movement with the same angle. It then resumes forward rotation when the torque drops back to 60% of the set value. If the torque is not released during the reciprocal movement and exceeds the protection threshold, then the motor stops and returns to standby mode. Different angle options can also be selected. Reverse mode, if the prescribed torque is reached, then the motor performs a reverse rotation, then resumes its normal rotation when the torque reaches 60% of the defined value. If the torque is not released during the reverse rotation, the motor goes back to standby mode. To start and then stop the motor, press the on-off button. Before using the device in Apex Locator mode, several operational tests must be carried out. First, by plugging the provided tester into the back of the motor. Check that the LEDs of the canal length indicator light up between 0 and 0.5. Then, test it with the measurement cable. When the cable is connected to the instrument, it automatically switches to Apex Locator mode. Touch the lip hook with the clip located at the end of the file clip and check that all the flashing bars on the screen light up. Finally, in combined mode, insert the measurement cable with the connected lip hook into the device and put it in contact with the file. If all the LEDs display an orange red, then the measurement cable is working. Thus, to use the Apex Locator function, you must connect the lip hook, the file clip, the silicone sleeves for the contra angle, the endodontic file, and the measurement cable. To perform a measurement, place the lip hook on the patient's lip on the opposite side of the tooth to be measured. Slowly insert the measuring file into the canal. The screen indicates the position of the file tip relative to the apex. No sound when the file tip is above 2. There is a slow beep when the file tip reaches 2 to 1. The beep intensifies until it becomes continuous when the file tip reaches or exceeds the 0 value. The 0 zone for setting the apical zone can be modified by a higher setting of the apex called Doctor Choice. To access the Doctor's Choice setting, press the S selection button, then the plus or minus buttons. The modified value is saved automatically. Press the on-off button to exit the setting or wait a few seconds for an automatic exit. To use the multifunction mode, connect the lip hook, the file clip, the measurement cable, and the contra angle. The multifunction mode has 9 programs. Select one of the programs 1 to 8 for a rotary or reciprocal movement. Program 9 covers a reverse rotation movement. The S button allows you to adjust the operating parameters of the file in continuous or reciprocal rotation movement, as well as the torque and speed. When the device is in multi-function mode, the automatic shutdown of the motor when the set value is reached, whether for torque or apical depth, occurs in the same way as in endodontic mode for stop, reciprocal rotation, and reverse rotation modes. You can therefore refer to that part of the video. The motor has an auto slowdown function when the file tip reaches the zone between 1 and 0 of the root canal. Starting from 1, the motor automatically decreases its speed to 100 revolutions per minute. If or when the file tip goes back above the zone 1, the motor resumes its initial speed. This function can be activated or deactivated. See at the end of the video. To access the doctor choice settings, press the S selection button, then the plus or minus buttons. Ensure that the lip hook is properly positioned opposite the treated tooth, then begin the treatment. The motor has other functions such as ledge removal. To use the ledge removal mode, connect the contrangle and the file. The ledge removal function has 5 programs. Simply press the plus or minus buttons to change programs. The S button provides access to speed and angle settings. The plus or minus buttons then allow you to adapt to the desired values. The modified value is saved automatically, and the setting mode closes after a few seconds. You can also hold down the S button to exit the setting. Press the on-off button to start the motor, then press it again to stop it. To use the dental polishing mode, connect the contrangle and the dental prophylaxis cup. The dental polishing mode has 5 programs, T1 to T5. Simply press the plus or minus buttons to change programs. In each program, the user can adjust the speed with the plus or minus buttons. The modified value is saved automatically. The setting closes after a few seconds of inactivity, or by pressing the on-off button, or by holding down the S button. Press the on-off button to start the motor, then press it again to stop it. The device also features the endodonic activation function. However, this mode requires a contrangle that is currently undergoing standardization. This function is therefore not operational for the time being in France and Europe. The last function, System Settings, allows for certain general settings of the motor, such as the screen mode. The device can be configured for a right-handed or left-handed practitioner. The screen display then reverses. The auto wake-up mode relates to the automatic standby. Depending on whether you choose on or off, the device will automatically turn off if it is not used after 3 or 30 minutes. The apical action mode is the possibility to activate or deactivate the behavior of the motor when the file tip reaches the apical 0 or the doctor's choice zone. The auto slowdown mode activates or deactivates the motor slowing function when the file tip reaches zone 1 of the apex locator. When the auto start-stop mode is activated, the motor starts as soon as the file is inserted into the canal and stops when it comes out. For the calibration mode, press the plus or minus key to launch the process. Once calibration is complete, the motor starts automatically. Connect the power adapter to the charging base, then plug the adapter into an electrical outlet. The charging base light turns on once the connection is established. Insert the motor handpiece into the charging base. The orange light turns on and charging begins. When the battery is fully charged, the light turns back to green. The battery must be replaced if its battery life decreases. To do this, turn off the device. Use pliers to open the rubber cap, then remove the screw. Remove the battery cover, remove the old battery, and disconnect the connector. Connect the new battery and insert it into the motor handpiece. Put the cover and the screw back on. We hope this video has been useful to you. For more information, please do not hesitate to call us or contact us by email. See you soon.